always steal Oreos.
And I used on another.
I push my sisters a bit.
I got 3.
Every so often I push them.
Pushing sisters.
Pushing sisters.
Okay.
Me and my brother used to have this game where we would, after we were told to go to bed, we'd try and sneak back down the stairs and get as close to our parents as possible without them seeing us. And very occasionally they would suddenly turn around and we would be there mid-like, and then we'd get in trouble.
Like I took all of my sister's underwear and like I hung it in a tree on my yard because I thought it would be like embarrassing for her underwear to be in the tree. So my dad came home and left underwear in the tree. But it was like mostly weird and stupid. Like it was weird of throwing underwear in the tree.
I was doing some like beading project and I knocked over the entire thing of beads. And they're just like all over the floor.
I did this when I was in school.
I had zero coordination and also glitter. I was like banned from using glitter for most of like elementary school, and now I'm making up for it by putting glitter on my face.
I got away with an awful lot because I was the youngest. But one thing I got caught for, got in trouble for, I invented a whole game around stealing tennis balls with my friends, and we would keep them afterwards. And I went to the store and got myself one of the industrial tubs that, you know, you keep like basketballs in your garage or whatever. I got it and I stuck it in my closet, and we would play this game where we would steal tennis balls out of people's antennas on their cars. I collected them, we'd keep them. So eventually one day my mom's, you know, doing like a deep clean of the house or whatever, and she opens my closet, and in there's a tub this big, like almost full to the brim, with like Jack-in-the-Box heads and stuff. She was livid. But you know, what are you gonna do? You can't give them back. So she made me throw them away.
You could go put them on random cars, and people would just come out and find like this present on their antenna. That's such it would be a random act of kindness.
I could have been like the Robin Hood of
antenna balls.
Yeah.
We went to Indiana to visit relatives this year, and somehow I got out of the house, and I took a stroll down the street by myself. And a little old man brought me back. And yeah, I'm not sure if that's an trouble story.
I like how you had to go all the way back to when you were like 2 to like when you got in trouble. That was the last time Soraya did something bad.
The thing she's not admitting, Soraya was actually a drug mule when
it's so true.
When she was 6 years old. Just doesn't tell anyone.
At the table. I would sneak people under the table, cover it with a napkin so my parents didn't see, and then slowly inch the napkin down and right down the page, like pretend to like take a big bite and like look down to me. That was fun to the table.
I had a fight with a girl. I met you before. Then like she was like a classroom monitor style thing during a lunch break while the teacher went away and had lunch, and she was like in charge of looking after stuff. And I went in there and like pushed her on a table.
Well, at that point in my internet career,
and I got in trouble.
I put my foot on the, you know, like a TV stand thing, the door of it, and it broke off, and I put it back on, and then it, like when my parents found it, that it was broke off, and they're like, who did this? And then it wasn't me, and they all blamed it on me, and I actually ran into the house crying, and they're like, okay, we're sorry, we didn't mean to blame you, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, look at this footprint on here, oh, let's look at your shoe paint, and it was totally a match, like, so it was you, I was like,
they like did detective work to discover it was you.
And they're like, you're a good crier. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Nope, not anymore.
My mother used to sell Mary Kay Cosmetics, right? And one time, I believe I was 4 years old, she had just bought all of the new lipstick lines, and I, as a child, thought that these were awesome crayons.
Yep.
So I went through
Classic
and I covered myself in, I was like Nawanda, like a young Nawanda from Dead Post Society, and I drew all over the walls in lipstick.
Classic.
Amazing.
Classic Tim. Nothing's
Classic
changed.
Penguin.
Also, I like to point out that that
Still
was
do that.
precursor to my art career.
There was a time when I was in like 3rd grade, and it was lunch, and they were like doing something, and they said like, you can't talk anymore, otherwise we'll send a note home to your parents. And I was talking to my friend's mom, and I finished my sentence because it was like 3 words left, and the principal came over and said like, come to my office. I promptly shat my pants and then walked to her office, and I was like, and then aside from just writing a note home to my parents, she gave me a discipline report, which was like a big deal when I was in 3rd grade. So I went home like crying, freaking out, thinking my mom was going to disown me. And she was like, "What did you do?" I was like, "Oh, I talked to my friend's mom." And he was like, my mom was just like, "Okay, you're fine." So the school hated me, but my mom loved me, and that's all that matters.
When I was in 4th grade, we had this demerit system for conduct, and I had never stooped below a satisfactory until this one time where apparently I had started a rumor that I did not know that I started, that the person who sat next to me was married to a toilet. What had happened was she was an interesting person, so she had her lip gloss in like a miniature toilet. And like, I'm not even making this up, that's the best part. And I was like, that is an interesting container for your lip gloss. 2 weeks later was when I got in trouble for starting the rumor that she married a toilet. And that was the first time I felt from satisfactory to unsatisfactory in conduct. It scarred me.
I got in trouble once when I was really young because I took an extra turn in a game that we were playing, and so my dad decided that he was going to spank me, and he got really angry because he was spanking me like with force, and I wasn't crying because I understood why I was in trouble, and so he got really frustrated. I was like, "Why aren't you crying?" And my mom was like, "Don't worry, he knows."
In the 1st grade, I had to stay in from recess for 2 different reasons. First time was when I called someone fat, which is funny because I'm now fattish. And women, like, it was my best friend that told at the time that I was fat, or that I said that somebody was fat. And then I said, "No, I said cat," and they didn't believe me. The second time was when I had to stay in recess because I colored something and it was really bad that it was outside the lines, and I had to recolor.
In trouble for coloring outside of the line.
Yeah, how's that for symbolism, right?
Excellent.
Education.
That's beautiful.
Get together.